We have some pretty great news on the issue of drug policy coming out today. Huffington Post reports, quote, "The DEA last week gave a green light to a clinical study that will test the safety and efficacy of MDMA for use in treating anxiety in people with life-threatening illnesses. The move suggests the DEA may be questioning its long-held position that the psychedelic compound, which can be a component in street drugs like Molly or Ecstasy, has no accepted medical use." So this is strange because MDMA is a Schedule 1 drug, which means you're not allowed to study it, and there's not even a theoretical medicinal use. Yet the DEA still gave permission. So I didn't even know they could do that on this particular drug because, like I said, it's Schedule 1, but whatever, I'm not going to question it. This is a good sign. They say, quote, 18 patients diagnosed with life-threatening illnesses will undergo MDMA-assisted psychotherapy sessions under the supervision of Dr. Philip Wolfson. The year-and-a-half study will test the drug's potential applications for treating anxiety and stress disorders related to the end of life. So this research is really important because it really does need more study. So in 2010, a small study found that 83% of those with PTSD who took the drug MDMA improved, and a follow-up study in 2012 found that most of those subjects remained symptom-free and that none of them reported harm from the initial use of the drug. But at the same time, there was a small Swiss study published in 2012 by the same group which found that MDMA was less effective in treating PTSD. So there really are some conflicting studies here. Now, the bulk of the research falls on the side of it actually does something positive. But when you have something like this, where there's an issue and there's a contradiction, well, the only way to really address it is to do more study. And you can't do more study if the government's saying no, 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 no matter what, no, because we say so. So now, when you have the DEA, and they're really the most hawkish on drugs that there are, when even they say, you know what, look into it, it's fine, we see some preliminary research that says this and that, so go ahead. This is a fantastic sign, man. I don't want to make a prediction, I don't want to be too strong in this, but let's just say, I wouldn't be surprised if in a 10-year window, let's say, we get to the point where MDMA becomes a Schedule 3 drug. So you have, it's okay for people to use it for therapy purposes, or it's basically legalized for medicinal purposes. I would not be surprised if that happens with that. And also, let me add this. Don't mix up this issue with something that I would advocate for, which is just legalizing it. Because that's not what these researchers are asking for. That's not what they're calling for. In fact, they warn against taking drugs like Molly or Ecstasy that have MDMA in it because they say, you don't know what the fuck they're cut with because it's on the black market. So don't take that, but yes, we're going to look into this for medicinal purposes. So these people are much more mainstream than I am. But of course, my response to their point would be, well, if you legalize it, then you wouldn't have to worry about the Ecstasy and the Molly being cut with all this other fucked up shit. So I think the answer is legalizing, obviously, as everybody already knows. But what they're advocating for is something much more moderate, which is, hey, let's have this for medicinal uses. And they might end up getting their way, which is fantastic.